in here tonight. Anyways, welcome to another episode of Side Seat Podcast. I swear, I've seen like 4 nice overlays.
Well, we're in an uppity place tonight. So.
Oh, yeah, so, but, oh, yes, very uppity. No, it's all right. We are at Icons Martini Bar in downtown Rock Island, 124 18th Street, Rock Island, Illinois. Make sure you guys check them out. They've been so nice to us so far. We're in the little back room area. It was kind of loud out there earlier, guys, so that's what he offered to put us up back here, so.
I like
Very
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. And there's all kinds of sweet posters. I think, Wilkins, you wanted to get that Sons of Anarchy one, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm cozy with a jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to get it out of here, but I'm going to figure that out.
Put it in your pants.
Yeah.
Nobody will notice. Anyways, I am your host, Victor Martinez, and I'm joined by, we are sans Nez today, so Nez is feeling under the weather, and he didn't want to perform tonight. So
Hold on, so I got to do my Nez impersonation
Yeah.
since that bastard did impersonation of me. Okay, so I got 42 copies of the same album, and I just bought another one because they're all different inks.
Yeah.
I got them all from China.
all from Korea, China, with different, maybe the red was...
They're made in Haitian hate camps. That's what they're made.
So,
The red is children's blood from their fingertips.
Exactly.
The blue is the tears of the children. Awesome. I got it for a sweet deal.
For $25 on eBay. That was Wilkins, the new guy, aka the new guy, and we, as always, we have Jake Quake Turner, the pride of Barstow, joining us today, and we have our Side Seat Stalker joining us. Yay, Adam! So thanks for coming on, and our impromptu special guest today, Mr. Corey Pitts of Remember My Name. Once again, thanks for coming back.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, man, thanks for joining us on our short notice, but
Absolutely.
we kind of did talk about this before the show. You kind of bring bad luck. The last time you were on, Dusty passed away.
Right.
This time, Roddy Piper passed away.
Yeah.
What's the deal, man? Come on.
I don't know, but I told you guys this is the last show I'm going to be at.
Yeah, please.
As much as we like your being here, you're banned.
Yeah.
Yes, you're a band, so...
There's a lot of kick-ass old wrestlers getting old, and
Yeah.
Right.
you know, we don't want to see any more go the way of remember my name. Oh,
Yeah, there
Dusty, Roddy Piper. I remember their names.
No, there you go.
Oh, man.
So
Now your
anyways,
name's tarnished too.
Oh, God.
so, but anyways, yeah, man, that was kind of a bummer last week, and one of the cool things is when Wilkins brought up the Ronda Rousey fight, post her whipping Correa's ass, she dedicated the fight to Piper, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
her namesake.
cool.
Her namesake. So,
Very, very cool.
but anyways, Corey, man, thanks for coming on again. So you guys just did a pre-release track.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pre-release track. It's called Nothing Left. Yeah. Got to get some real drums on there, but
Yeah.
other than that, we're pretty happy with it. So,
Awesome, man.
yeah. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I listened to that in my car. Actually, I listened to it a few times. I listened to it in my car. I listened to it at my house. I really, really enjoyed it. I really like what you guys got going on there.
We appreciate
it's
that.
very cool that he's kind of linked himself with our podcast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think I shared it on my regular page. If I haven't, I will definitely do that
man.
because I am, as you guys all know, I am all in with local music. I'm wearing
Yeah.
my Post AD T-shirt tonight,
You
are. Yeah.
repping my nephew Tony's band. So, you know, I'm all about local music.
Yeah,
so
man, it's
check it out.
good. It's good, and
That's part of the reason why I wanted to come back, because I know you guys are trying to keep, rock and roll alive around, especially in the Quad Cities.
Yes.
That's definitely a cause that I can support for
so,
sure.
so, and you made a promise. You said next time you play, you're gonna wear that shirt. I hope you keep to that promise.
Next time we play a show, I swear to God, I'm going to wear the Side Seat Podcast T-shirt.
Yes.
I'm repping right now.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome.
Well,
Thank
maybe
you.
in the next show you'll have the black and the orange one.
Oh yeah, the Halloween edition. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll if you guys are interested in those side T-shirts, make sure you hit up one of us on the Faces book. They're available. Anything we do with it is going straight back to the podcast and our sponsors, which, by the way, we hope you check out. Make sure you guys check out the pool man Mark Reedy for all your above and in-ground pool needs. Make sure you check out Mark Reedy. We'll get the number. I don't have the number right in front of me because I'm not organized. So. But yeah, for all those pool needs, man, get a hold of Mark Reedy. He's a big supporter of our. He was one of the first. He always
the
will be.
first.
So
Yes, much love.
it was nice to have him on board.
Assalamu alaikum.
Also, make sure you guys are checking out Next Level Fitness. I know they have a slogan thing, but again, I don't have the paper. But
And fun.
Albert Myers, the former guest, awesome guy. along with his wife Rhonda, run Next Level Fitness, 3102 29th Street, Moline, Illinois. Make sure you guys check them out. Ragged Records, great record store, awesome record store in the Quad Cities.
I think it's amazing record store.
Amazing. No, we don't have to worry about dings tonight. So 418 East 2nd Street, Davenport, Iowa, 52801. I don't even know why I said that. Anyways. And make sure you check out our partners, Ribco, which we do have one ticket. They did announce their Nashville Pussy Show coming up. When is it? September 4th?
I think so, yeah.
September 4th. So if you're listening, we probably haven't given it away yet, but we are.
To our knowledge, it's still out there in the ether.
Yeah, and we would like to give that
I
out.
wish there was some way we could tie it into Nashville Pussy, but we'll probably get arrested.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
But anyways, make sure you guys check out Ribco. They're a partner of ours, helping us keep the scene alive, with rock music and shows. It's a local venue, awesome local venue, one of the few that we have left here in the Quad Cities. So make sure you check them out, 1815 2nd Avenue, Rock Island, Illinois. Don't forget, Ribco and Ragged Records team up for Turntable Tuesdays.
Yeah.
20 minutes of your own spin if you want to bring one down to Turntable Tuesdays at Ribco. So make sure you guys check that out every Tuesday night.
I would like to interject real quick. We
Sure.
were at the Site CEP Saturday at the Quad City British Automobile Show, and I stuck around LeClaire, and we walked around some of the shops and got some killer vinyl.
Oh, did you?
So, yeah.
Yeah, because there was quite a few antique
You
shops.
guys can ring the bell on me if you want, but I've been looking for a copy of the original, and Nez would love this, but the original Jesus Christ Superstar, with
Okay.
Ian Gillan as the lead singer,
Oh.
or as Jesus, the lead singer of Deep Purple.
Yeah.
So that's, again, we're going to bring the podcast back to Deep Purple again this week.
Yep.
But as Ian Gillan was the first Jesus. A lot of people don't know that. And so I found a pristine, perfect copy with a libretto and everything, and the box set and the whole deal box at Aunt Hattie's or Uncle
Yeah.
Jimmy's or wherever
Dude,
the hell
you
it
got to
was.
post a picture of that because I'm
So
sure
I'll-
you would love
Yeah.
it.
I'll put it
that's
up.
awesome.
I'll put it up because I was so
Man,
$4.95. All of their vinyl is $4.95.
Really?
Where's this
Yeah.
at? And just
It's Aunt Hattie's or something like that in LeClaire.
but you already picked through everything, so anything.
No.
worth it?
There's still all kind of crazy shit
Oh
in there.
man,
Really?
you know
Yes.
what?
We might have to go for a drive.
I
sometime.
want to take a drive back up there anyways. Shameless chocoholic.
Oh yeah, well we know why.
Because
We
I
know
love
why-
chocolate.
we
Be
know.
quiet.
we
I
know
love
why old
chocolate.
Stumbles McGee over there wants to go back to.
Anyways,
Smell chocolate.
Joan Street Java House. Awesome gals up there.
Great
so-
folks in LeClaire.
Yeah, man, it was a good time. So
It wasn't Ragged Records selection, but
Yeah.
it was a nice selection.
But anyways, yeah, it was a great time. We'll get that EP up soon if it's not already up. It should be. But always thanks for tuning in, guys. And why don't we get right to it, man? We got a little bit of news. Quake,
Oh yeah, I guess I can start the news.
why don't you start off with your weekly Guns N' Roses thing?
Yeah, I know. It's been a week and I've been loving it.
Yeah.
Duff McKagan and Izzy are actually working on an album together, which
Yeah.
is badass.
So what is it? Is it a cover song? Cover?
It's all polkas.
Or is that
Yeah.
something else?
No, what the cover
It's a
song?
new
No, that's
pop
the
band.
album. That's the album I did last week, man.
No. What didn't you say? Somebody? Oh, that's Slash and Ace Frehley. We'll get to that in a second.
yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
So no, Duff and Izzy is supposed to be a whole new album
Yeah.
of original stuff. And like I had mentioned last podcast, Izzy's the shining star that nobody really sees in Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
He wrote all the good
Yeah,
tunes,
I was gonna say, bro.
like lyrically and musically. So it should be pretty interesting to see how those two come up together because Duff will be singing.
Yeah.
And then, like you just mentioned, Slash and Ace Frehley
Interesting.
are working together for a cover song for a Thin Lizzy tribute album, which should be pretty cool.
Anybody else announced on that yet, or
No, not that I've
just
seen.
those guys that are working on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Interesting.
We can guarantee that Phil Lynott won't be on that.
Yeah, we can. He won't be on there. Maybe in another. This would be interesting. One of the Guns N' Roses guitar players now was in. It's like kind of goes back and forth with this Thin Lizzy, Richard Fortus. So that'd be kind of cool if Richard Fortus is playing on there.
So you mean that bastardization of what is actually not Guns N' Roses at all?
Correct.
Okay.
He plays in the bastardization of what is not really Thin Lizzy.
Oh, there you go.
I agree.
Touche, sir.
I agree.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well,
Touche.
Well, but to be fair though, they changed the name.
See, there you go. They did change the name. That's a perfect example of way you should do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
they
going
are.
to get on my fucking soapbox this week.
Yeah.
But that is exactly how you
They
should.
are known as the Black Star Riders, and they have
Oh.
2 phenomenal records that sound.
Weren't they at
Amazing.
Rascals?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
too long ago.
Yes.
Metal Bob Bobby Thornton has about 742 pictures of him. With these guys.
Yeah,
So-
and I would have too if I would have went. No joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are members of Thin Lizzy. I mean, come on. You got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get a show like that to come around, that's awesome.
That's the great thing about Bob Thornton. He's my buddy, obviously. And,
Yeah.
and Bob's got pictures with every musician I think that's ever played. He's got pictures with Robert Johnson. Robert
Really?
Johnson's been dead since like 1920. But, I mean, there's pictures of him. But I think Bob is like a rock and roll vampire.
He might be, yeah. He
Was
might.
that an album, Rock and Roll Vampires?
No problem. Oh, yeah. It's Joe Perry and Cooper.
I think you're right.
Is that who's working together? Yeah, that's the news.
so-
Hey Corey, maybe the next Remember My Name project can be like Rock and Roll Frankenstein or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, absolutely. For sure. Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Or Rock and Roll Wolfman or
Rock and
Rock
Roll.
and Roll Swamp Thing. Hey, you got a whole plethora of monsters, and I know you're a fan of them. Yeah, there you go. So I think you would support something like that, right? It's music and it's
I
monsters.
totally would. Yes, I mean, music and monsters have gone hand in hand since
Yeah.
the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you look at the Women in Vixen, obviously there's monsters.
Oh, man.
All the time, anyways. So
Why is it that all these girl bands have to? Okay, I'll stop after I'm done. Why is it all these girl bands have had ugly girl in the band? The Donnas. There's always the big Donna,
I
Like-
got one.
and then
I got one for you.
okay,
The Butcher Babies.
the Butcher Bay. Oh yeah, they're those
They have
weird
2 lead singers,
goth chicks, kind of.
both fine as hell,
Yeah.
terrible musicians.
right. I mean, I wonder who put that band together.
Probably Charles Manson. I don't know.
But if you look at it, it's like even way back into the old. Because I'm dating myself, you guys are all pups compared
Yes.
to my old ass. But even back in the Bangles, Susanna Hoffs, the lead singer of the Bangles, is fucking fine. And then you get the one ugly girl, the bass player. I mean, she had like a unibrow,
Yeah.
and she always looked pissed off.
Who was the ugly one in the Runaways?
Oh, that's pretty easy. I mean, that's pretty easy. I mean, it's not Sherry Curry, and it's not Joan Jett, and it's not Lita Ford.
Right, it's the other one.
It's who's the other one? It's like
yeah.
It's like she's like the MC Yella of that band. No one knows who that is. It's like
Hey, I saw Lita Ford once she was at a horror convention, not a horror convention, a horror genre convention, and she was pretty banging that night. So.
I saw her live about 3 years ago.
At the iWireless Center? Yeah,
She was
I
great.
think Nez was at that show. Was that the
Yeah.
Rat Show?
Yep, and she
Yeah.
was great. She put on a hell of a show.
Oh man, that's the one that I had free tickets to. I knew free tickets. There were some free tickets available, and
Yeah, it was-
he took his son, so that's cool. That's always good, man. It's nice to see rock and roll experiences being shared, and I know you and your daughter have
Yes.
a good connection of that, or all your kids, I'm sure. So.
yes, all my kids are musicians, and they have a love for music. They all have crazy eclectic musical tastes.
That's
they're
awesome.
They're not just pigeonholing themselves.
Yeah.
which is great.
Unfortunately, my daughter Madeline, I know she listens to the podcast,
Yeah.
so she's going to get hella pissed when I say this. She's big into the new country stuff,
Oh.
so I'm not sure exactly where that happened. I mean, maybe
Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
maybe
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Oh, hold on a second. What about your kids, man? Are you excited that you're going to get them into music, or are you just going to?
Absolutely, yeah. I was just scrolling through my pictures here, and I got my daughter here
Nice.
repping the Brett Michaels.
Yeah, Brett
look.
Michaels.
Just
how awesome is that?
Yeah.
She probably plays guitar better than Breck Michaels too already.
yeah, she really wants to start taking lessons.
Good, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's-
Encourage that. There was
Yeah.
always musical instruments around my house. That's one of the things about my kids that I was insistent that I always had. I mean, and there were I have expensive guitars and I have cheap guitars, and they
Right.
knew stay away from the expensive ones,
Yeah.
play the cheap ones. If you
Yeah.
want to go downstairs and plug it in and play it, go ahead. I
Yep.
wasn't going to say anything. So
Well, there you go, man.
And I'm the same way, except for my kid just totally was like, nope, and he went towards baseball.
Yeah, your kid is too busy being a fucking beast.
Yeah, he didn't grasp it. I'm like,
Well,
I'm not going to force it on him, so maybe he'll come around to it again. But right now, all he cares about is baseball.
Hey, he'll appreciate
He'll-
it. Yeah, dude.
let him smoke weed one time.
Yeah, and then it'll be.
And then it'll be over.
I'm afraid it's going to happen. That kid smokes weed.
Oh man.
He's already a tank as he is.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast, dude. He is. He's big.
I think something was that.
Was that you, Jesus?
Anyway, so hey, really quick before we get on our picks, and I know we're running on time with Corey, so really quick, I just want to talk about Molar Mondays real quick.
Oh hell yeah!
We went down to Roz Talks. You know, we've recorded there before. Great guys. They have the thing Molar Mondays every Monday. They bring in somebody. Well, we just so happened to get a special treat. Jake was stoked. I was stoked, and Dan Andriano. Andriano.
There you go.
Jesus, I can't
Easy
talk.
for you to say.
Yeah, of Alkaline
Yeah,
Trio.
you're drinking.
Yeah, I know. I'm drinking water. Of Alkaline Trio showed up and brought some friends with them, and damn, man, hell of a show.
I was a 13-year-old schoolgirl.
Yeah.
I really was. I was just in awe. It was
Yeah.
such a fun time.
Because not only did we meet him before the show, we got to hang out with him after the show, and
He was super cool. He was very appreciative, and
Yeah.
it's like really cool guy. And he stood and waited through all the bullshit with all the like obscenely drunk people trying to hang out with him, and
Yeah.
was really polite. And then he got to us and just bullshit with us. Well, he talked to you about Riot Fest for a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. Because I was curious to see who he was excited for, and he said No Doubt. So I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to that No Doubt set. But he's playing with Alkaline Trio at Riot Fest, so I'm definitely going to catch him when they're up there.
You should, man. And just think about how close you were to Dan, close enough to smack him in his face.
Yeah. Like close enough to kiss him. But
Yeah,
not
and
even
then
that.
and then
There, where's the gay?
and then him and the lead singer from Bomb the Music Industry shared the same band, minus the bass player because the lead singer from Bomb the Music Industry played bass for Dan.
Yep.
And all those guys are really talented musicians as well.
Yeah.
Great. Those guys played a great show.
Yeah.
The drummer had dreadlocks that
Oh,
were
man.
dragging on the floor.
Yeah.
Insane. So like when he put it up, it looked like he's wearing like a. I don't even know. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
pretty
crazy.
much, yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then the two opening acts,
Oh.
I think, were just as brilliant.
yeah.
And I fell in love with the second band, and I think you gravitated more towards the first guy. Correct?
Yeah, you're talking the band you're talking about. I mean, I enjoyed them all, but the first guy was awesome. But the band you're talking about was the T. Hardy Morris band.
Yes.
Very interesting sound.
Very, like I described him earlier, it's kind of like Hank Williams. Old Hank Williams, the very first Hank Williams, with electric guitars.
Yeah. And
Great musicians. They have a steel guitar. Rat pedal steel guitar.
Yep.
That
You can't go wrong with that.
no, and they're not fake by any means. But the funny thing is, so you got like those three guys up front, just mellow playing. You got the drummer in the back looking like an enraged gorilla. Just
Oh, yeah.
beating the hell out of the drums. I loved every minute of it. I was like telling Vic, I was like, dude, watch that drummer. He's just back there, just headbang, just
Very
pieces of
entertaining.
cymbal flying off. I mean, really, and it wasn't his kit. It was the drummer for Dan Adriano and the guy from Bomb the Music Industry.
Yeah.
Well, that's always nice. Let's fuck somebody else's stuff up.
Right.
And
So what you're saying, he wasn't very thoughtful.
no, well, they did change the symbols. So.
Yeah, they did change the symbols, but
So-
the kit was.
So that's thoughtful, I think.
Yeah.
But the guy that I enjoyed a lot just had a guitar with him, acoustic, and
yeah.
he did have an electric one too. Sterling Fox, that guy is awesome.
That dude was entertaining.
He did this song called "Get Laid," which is about getting laid, and he covered.
I'm sure he wasn't talking about a chicken egg.
No,
No,
not at all. No.
no.
Or a lay from Hawaii. No,
Right.
let's talk about having sex. So.
And it was a really great tune. And the song about cigarettes, the last song you played.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we
I
all
can't
go out at or we all burn out like cigarettes or whatever.
something like that.
Something close to that. That song was brilliant as well.
Well, he did like a couple covers, but the one cover that stuck out was the Celine Dion "My Heart
It
Will
will
Go
go.
On"
Yeah,
on acoustic.
that was awesome.
It actually sounded better than you would think it would
Yeah.
on the guitar. So.
Especially since he said he blew out his voice because he saw Metallica earlier.
Yeah.
like a couple days before the
Yeah.
show.
Oh, at Lolla, yeah,
Yeah.
at Lolla. So
And then, funny. Well, we should mention about him though. He's probably our age.
yeah,
I'd guess, right?
yeah, I would think
And normal looking dude, but he's wrote songs for Adam Lambert,
Gay.
Boys to Men.
Total gay.
Who is that? Gym Class Heroes.
A whole bunch of gay.
But he's sold like millions of records.
so. Yeah, man. Like,
He's. I
you,
mean,
you wouldn't even have thought that. by
no,
looking at the guy.
no. So, because I told you I'd looked him up, I was like going through his discography on Wikipedia. And it's like Boys to Men.
ABC, BBD.
I was like,
East Coast family.
you're going through. I was like, oh, he's wrote songs for Adam Lambert. Cool. And he's got like next to it's like written, produced, whatever. And he's got like 2 times gold or 2 times platinum next
So
to it.
all
and that
the
shit.
logistics.
So he's like a male Linda Perry, basically.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
I give you a hard time, but I can't hate on Boyz II Men. I had so much sex listening to Boyz II Men. And
End of the road, man.
yeah,
Oh.
come on, ring the bell. And then I'm a homies.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
gonna
go.
pour some beer out, but we'll listen.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's a
$5
waste.
beer.
Yeah.
We know better than that. So, so anyway, well, that's cool, man. That's really cool that you guys had that moment because I saw your text and you were tripping out.
Dude,
It's so awesome. It would be like if Steve Harris decided to bring what's his
Lionheart.
lion, whatever the lion
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
is. His solo project is at Roz Times. I slapped my mother to get to that show.
And-
I love my mother so much. So.
Yeah.
And we were like freaking out because the Alkaline Trio's from Chicago. That's only 3 hours from here. So like me and him, I was like calling him as I'm weaving through traffic on John Deere doing like 80
Yeah.
to get to my house to shower just to hurry up and change and get back. And so I get there and it's just Vic sitting on a step. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
He was concerned that we weren't gonna have
Because
the
there's no
spot.
pre-sale. There's no pre-sale. It's
It
come
was-
to the door.
It
Right,
was
you
the
know it's at Roz Times, right?
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, word was getting out. My phone was blowing up the whole time I was
Yeah.
there, so it can only hold 200 people.
Right, it's
And you
pretty small.
Yeah, if that even.
The stage alone. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
speaking of the
it's
stage,
not
one of the guitar players had to play off the stage next to an exit door
Oh.
because there was not enough room for everybody on the stage.
Yeah.
So the guy with the piano, he had like the keyboards,
The
and the synth, and then his guitar. He was tucked in the corner, and nobody could barely even see him. He was over there like looking around at people.
And he had a saxophone, but he
Yeah.
didn't play it. He put it on, but he didn't play it.
Yeah.
It was strange.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to do that. I mean, wear a saxophone.
But-
Right?
Yeah.
So, like if I'm going to like B-dubs,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, you wear a saxophone.
You know,
Yeah.
it's
it was like a Flavor Flav thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It
That's
should,
the
it should
clock.
be clock.
Exactly.
Except you're wearing a saxophone.
Except for the saxophone, I actually played saxophone, which is a little,
Even
yeah.
better. So.
I was a multiple accomplished musician.
All right. Awesome. Well.
And then I just want to say real quick,
Sure.
when I'm getting out of my car to go hang out with Vic, it's like that looks like Dan's sitting right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, it is. He's sitting talking on his phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck! So I ran back to my car. I grabbed my booklets of, all my CD covers and shit. It's like waiting for him. He got off his phone, and me and Vic went over and talked to him for a little bit.
I let him go first because I
I was nervous as shit
Yeah.
too. I ain't gonna lie. I was like,
I made him go
You
first.
know he's a human being, right? He's a
yeah, I know, but like. It's just somebody that, like, any other time I've tried to get to talk to him or something like that. I've seen him in Chicago and stuff. But,
Remind me to tell you my story about when I met Jesse James Dupree from Jackal.
oh, cool.
Sometime you'll find that a very quick.
But they're no good.
Reel it in there.
But they're no Greg Thompson. So let's.
Were you nervous? I mean, were you nervous meeting like one of your heroes?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because, like, I've been watching that dude play bass since I was...
Like 15,
Yeah.
See, 'cause
Yeah.
16.
I met a guy that I used to listen to his music. I met him and I fucking hated him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did
See,
he,
I've
did he
heard
touch your
stories-
butt or
He's just
something?
an asshole.
Who was it?
He's
You don't mind.
lead singer of The Devil Wears Prada, actually. I was up in Iowa City.
Oh, okay.
But see, that's a perfect example, though, why you at least got to try to be somewhat come off nice, because you can lose
Right.
fans if you're a dick. But I don't think Dan came off fake either, though.
No, he was really chill
Well,
and
there are
down
those
to earth.
people. There are those people that you talk to, and they are down to earth and really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then there are those people you talk to that they seem bothered.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, what are you doing that you're bothered that your fans want to talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay, these are the people that buy your fucking shirts. They buy your fucking CDs. They download your CD. They download your tunes. They
Yeah.
put your pictures on their fucking walls.
Right.
Right.
That's like, I had so many Iron Maiden posters back in the day. If I'd have met Bruce Dickinson, he was a dickhead, I'd probably punch him in his face.
Right.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
for being
just for being a
asshole.
jackass. And,
Yeah.
and granted, of course, yeah, sure, these guys say, oh, everybody has a bad day, whatever else, blah, 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 being devil's advocate, but still, regardless.
Right.
You know what? If you're going to play a show, you're out in public, you are a celebrity. It's not like all these people that are like, I'm sitting there eating my dinner, and these guys come over and take my goddamn picture. Well, you know what? You're a goddamn celebrity.
Yeah, it comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory.
Right. 100%.
You know? I mean, if you're throwing a little pipe to your old lady, it's different.
Right.
Somebody comes walking up, hey, I noticed you're having sex, but I'm sorry, I'm going to talk to you about something. That's different.
Yeah, you definitely. Then you get the right to punch him in the
You
face.
sign his autograph while you're
Yeah.
having sex.
Could you please sign this autograph? I understand that you're in the middle of some Kama Sutra sting, but
Is that Jesus again? Anyways, but I think I would. I don't know. It could be different if we were on the other side, but I would try to take time to meet everybody I could.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've totally been on the other side before.
Oh, okay.
It's,
Do you get
When I
bothered
get
easily?
there,
it's
when
lonely
I
at
get
the top.
there.
It's lonely.
Hey, if I have anything to do with it, you guys will get there.
All right.
Share, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
So, hey, man, if you don't mind, let's jump into the albums.
Oh, we're
Is
gonna do
that
that
cool?
too?
Yeah, we can do that too. I think we've just been having a good time.
I guess we can do that.
So, we got Corey here joining us from Remember My Name, man. So make sure you guys check them out. We'll post the link to the new single.
Yeah, let's make sure we do that. Let's make sure everyone, if you see it, share it. Every 3 people share it to another 3 people. These guys are a local band. They're great. What they're doing is awesome. I noticed on Craigslist you guys are looking for a drummer.
Yeah, we might have somebody lined up.
That's awesome. I wish I played drums. I can play for you, but I'm 400 years old. So you'd be like, take your old ass home, take some Geritol, and get the fuck out of my
Be like,
face.
isn't it your bedtime? Are you missing your
Right.
tapioca pudding?
Yeah, isn't it time for pudding? Get out of here, you old bastard.
So, whoa, there you go. There it is. See? All right, well, hey, we almost had a little. Yeah. Anyways, there's a chair here that's kind of comfortable, but it's dangerous. So.
It's like the Weeble Wobbles.
Yeah, it's
Weeble and the
Weeble
Wobble, but they don't fall
down.
down.
That's
exactly.
right.
So, anyways, I'm gonna jump right into it because I'm gonna start off with what I said last show was from the month of August through the first week of September, I'm gonna do an album that incorporates Riot Fest's lineup this year, and I'm gonna start it off with probably one of the number one bands or number one acts I want to go see right away, De La Soul. De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising. So, yeah. You excited?
Yes, I love De La Soul.
Do
I
you?
Oh yeah, I love De La Soul. I love 80s and 90s hip hop. That's when I grew up.
Yeah.
Especially the stuff that was outside the box.
Okay.
So much of it was let's talk about how much money we had,
Yeah.
who we killed, and all this other bullshit. But then you had these bands, these rare gems like De La Soul and PM Dawn and Urban Dance Squad and guys like that that came out, and they weren't all about, hey, who can we kill tomorrow or whatever else.
Right.
It was feel good stuff. I mean, it was like Grateful Dead rap.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
there you
okay.
go.
Wow,
And,
all right.
and kind of what I was like Daisy, Daisy rap and stuff. But you're right. There was a lot of the violent, hateful lyrics coming out at the time from a lot of the hip hop acts around that
NWA,
time.
man.
NWA, all that stuff. And but this was definitely a change of pace and all that. Now I was just a lad, like 1 year old when this came. Not even 1 year old. This is 1989, right? I believe. And I discovered hip hop via a box that my old neighbors have gave me and stuff that I just kind of found through, and that album just happened to be one of them in there, along with some other random stuff like Master P. I was telling Nez about that earlier, and he's like, I was like, I don't care. I found some really good stuff in there, Snoop Dogg stuff, NWA stuff. So, and the thing that stuck out was that this stuff was positive, man. This was good,
Right. It was
empowering
it wasn't
stuff.
the usual drivel
Yeah.
about, we're from South Central, so that means we can kill whoever we want to.
Exactly.
This was different. It was when you listen to this music, you felt better after you listened to it.
Yeah.
That's a
You
good
didn't-
thing.
You didn't feel like you should feel sorry for who you're listening to,
Right.
And that's the unfortunate side effect of most hip hop these days. It is a stark reminder of the streets and how things work.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys were like, well, we can take hip hop and we can go a different direction.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And De La Soul, they had the dreads and the nappy hair and the cool clothes and the big huge necklaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can talk or not.
No, you're
you're
good.
fine.
Yeah,
You're
we're
fine.
Yeah, Martini's there. Icons Martini Bar.
Yeah, we should have had that dude on.
Yeah,
But,
we should have. Fuck. Next time. We'll come back. But
But
anyways.
anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
That was, these guys look like who you would think you would see at like Woodstock or something like that. I mean, they
Okay.
had, why? I mean, they had cool. A lot of it was traditional styled African clothing and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And
Jesus, dude.
And the
dude, I'm a machine.
we're
You
Welcome
have
to
no
Matt
idea.
Wilkins show.
You have no idea.
Actually, you know,
We're
what?
getting
I'll take
refilled.
another one of these too.
So
The
yeah.
Dark Horse.
It's gonna be a different one.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, sounds good.
So anyway, I digress.
No.
But I mean, a lot of their clothing was traditionally styled around African clothing,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing, and it was cool. I mean, for a young white kid who grew up, I wasn't necessarily what you would consider a street kid. I wasn't homeless,
Yeah.
Right.
but I was an angry young bastard.
Troubled youth.
Troubled youth,
Yeah, they're perfect.
for sure.
Yeah.
And to hear this, because there was so much of that shit at the time, like I said, with the exception of like the Run DMCs and things like that,
Yeah.
the true icons of rap and that type of thing.
Yep.
I started thinking about his. And,
That's all
I
right.
just want to
Thanks,
make sure. I'm going. Did I pick the same one? I picked a different one.
There you go.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Thank you.
So anyway, I love your pick this week, Vic.
Yeah, man.
I apologize that I've hijacked your
No,
pick.
and I'm glad because who was it Steve McFate kind of said that there wasn't a lot of variety and stuff. So this could be a perfect thing to bring on to the Quad City Music Lovers, Collectors, and Trader page.
There was variety if you looked for it.
Yeah, there
Oh, yeah.
really
It was
is.
there. I mean, and that was the thing especially in the 80s going into the 90s. The 90s were tumultuous, and people don't realize that
I'm
when
gonna
they
have to look
think
up and
about
see
it.
if that's seasonal. Because I think you're gonna drink me out of those.
Oh, there you go.
But,
That's a challenge. You love the challenge. So
challenge accepted.
yes.
So anyway, there was the 80s going into the 90s was tumultuous time. People don't realize that for a lot of people, especially people my age, that was every bit as tumultuous as the 60s.
Oh wow.
We
Okay.
had Desert Storm. We had
Yeah.
all of these things.
Riots.
We had riots. We had Rodney King.
King,
We had
yeah.
all of these things.
O.J.
And
Simpson.
especially in the black communities,
Yeah.
which growing up on the bottom of the hill in Rock Island, I was immersed in these black communities.
Yeah.
I was a poor white kid. We lived in a nicer neighborhood, but I went to an inner city school. So, growing up, you never really thought about that until it came and smacked you in the face.
Yeah.
So this kind of stuff, when you listen to this, it's like they took something in art form that is used so many people
Yeah.
to portray violence and anger and all of these things, and they made it positive.
Yep.
They gave it a positive spin. There were so many Spike Lee movies that you watched it and you're like, oh my God, I'm so I feel so bad being white.
Yeah.
And then
No,
and I might catch hell for saying that, but it's true. When you watch these movies, especially these movies that a lot of this stuff previous to De La Soul and these type of things,
Jack
Boys in the
City.
Hood, New Jack City, all of these things,
Fuck of a movie.
you feel bad.
Yeah.
You're like, well, and that's why when I was a young kid and I heard all this stuff and I saw all of these things in my neighborhood, I'm like, what can I do to make things better for everybody, not just me or them or us or whatever? And De La Soul did that, and so. It's almost like this is my pick for the week. And
No.
I'm like, let me back off a little bit from this.
And
But
I'm kind of glad I went with it because you kind of provide a lot of insight of the time frame.
Yeah, there you go. That's a very
Because
good.
this is coming from a kid that discovered it by chance that just happened to love it. Now, after reading about everything that went into it and the product that essentially became the great hip hop trio of De La Soul, the insight that you've just provided kind of from back in that day is incredible. Like it kind of it puts more meaning to that
Right.
group. So
I'm glad and I'm happy for you, and I really am ecstatic that you were able to find something like this.
Yeah.
Something that came out of that because of what you were mentioning, like, there was all the Snoop Dogg and there was Dr. Dre and blah 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 blah, and all this angry, pissed off, angry black man stuff, and then you find De La Soul.
Yeah.
Not to say that they weren't political.
yeah.
Because they were. If you listen to what they were saying, the things that they were saying, they were political, but they weren't, let's go pop a cap in somebody's ass.
Right.
No.
They were much, much better about how they discussed things.
They were had smart fans.
Yeah.
That's not taking not trying. No, this is going to walk a fine line here. No, I'm being serious. But
what happened with bands like De La Soul.
Trying to find the right word.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What happened with bands like De La Soul and Urban Dance Squad and things like that is they fell prey to the frat star college white kids, and unfortunately that's where a lot of their fan base comes from.
Right.
And the urban communities that were listening to Dr. Dre and all of the rap of that time, the more angrier stuff, weren't necessarily following bands like this.
Yeah.
And that was the unfortunate side effect of their message.
Yeah. Did you find a way to kind of word that quick?
Well, I think a better way to word it would be that they didn't write music. They knew their fans weren't. They knew their fans were educated. How about that? Like the music they wrote, or anybody can write. I'm gonna cap you. Like murder 1, 2, 3. Murder was a case that they gave me.
Yeah.
Anybody could write that. I don't know. I think there was a smarter message behind it.
Okay.
I think that's
No, you're right.
I mean, it's just there's so many ways you can word it, and like I'm probably gonna catch hell for it just because of the way I can word things. But like that, I think that's the best way you can word it is that there was meanings in there, and it wasn't as simple as
Yeah.
I'm gonna cap you.
It
You know
was
what I mean?
more for positive influence.
Yeah, and I think you
for-
had to dig a little deeper to find what they were trying to talk about.
Yeah, so instead of just on the surface
Exactly.
capping,
right.
capping an ass. So.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, I love NWA just as much. I really do.
And one of the things I wanted to bring up real quick was this is another one of my albums that was deemed by the National Registry culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. So I thought that that's pretty cool.
What was the first one?
Oh well, Lauryn Hill. I think,
was it?
The
Okay, cool.
Education Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
But no, we talked about it. But I did the Lauryn Hill Unplugged album.
Yeah.
So, but we
Yeah.
talked
Album.
about the
Yes.
education. So
And
that's
the
my
thing.
pick.
I mean, I think that what this album did, and it's similar to what Lauryn Hill did with her musical endeavors, is it said it's okay for you to be proud to be an African descent and not be a gangsta or not be, and not classify yourself as something less than someone else. What you're seeing with these bands and this type of music is they're every bit as good as anything else. Don't consider yourself less than anyone else simply because of the color of your skin. This country has so been divided by race that when you step into a genre and you start saying, okay, look, I'm not going to do this. We're going to do this a little differently. We're going to take what you said and we're going to make a positive spin.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what I took from it anyway.
It was a really good album.
It's a great album.
Phenomenal listen, and I would suggest everybody check it out. Check out all the stuff after too. Nez was more of a fan of De La Soul's Dead, which is that follow-up album, which still pretty stellar itself. But
He's probably got 42 copies of it.
yeah, he probably does. So, but that's who I'm gonna check out at Riot Fest. Like I said, I when I discovered
You guys
them.
want any music back here? Not
Oh.
great music, but
Oh no, that's all right.
good.
We're good,
Thank
man.
you.
We're making our own music. So again, Icons Martini Bar being very accommodating to us. So,
No, they really are.
Yeah, so
we're
you
getting
guys are
we're getting
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We're getting beer served to us. We don't have to get up right now. That's a
exactly.
big
So-
news.
Yeah,
Well, usually there's quiet time from somebody, or one of us, because one of
Somebody's
us has
gotta
to go
take
up
the
and
Yeah.
because somebody wants to go. He has to go grab a beer every once in a while. We don't have to get up. We just get them
exactly.
dropped off.
Although I think Corey does have to get up here soon. You're gonna be
I'll try to stick around a few more
okay.
minutes.
All right, cool,
cool.
awesome. Well, I mean, really quick. I mean, have you listened to this album? Have you listened to any De La Soul?
I
Are you
haven't,
familiar?
but like, you guys are talking about it. You ever heard of a band called Living Color?
Yeah, they're gonna be at Riot
You guys
Fest.
kept talking
They
about
are?
Yeah.
just you listen to these guys and they're all black guys.
Yeah.
And that's awesome, It's like they're, hard rock band stepping out of you listen to them, you're not like, wow,
I kind of want you to shut your mouth right now because I was actually probably going to go with Vivid.
It's
really,
okay.
Really
Let him talk.
soon.
Let him talk.
But no. That's
Yeah,
I
let
just
him
wanted to
cook.
make.
That's
I just
awesome,
wanted to
'cause
make mention because
They didn't give a damn about what
Exactly.
anybody was thinking
Exactly.
about
Oh, yeah.
their skin color. They just went out there and rocked, you know.
So-
And they're still rocking till this
Yeah.
day.
hey, maybe technically you can do that pick for me, and we can just talk about it right now.
Yeah,
Living
there you
Color
go. There we
Vivid.
go. Yeah, go ahead.
You're absolutely right because Wilkins, you might be able to help me out with this a little bit. They were more of a like a funk fusion jazz.
Yes.
The-
Yes.
rock.
The
And
rhythm section.
Real quick, bringing it back to what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I saw Jesus Christ Superstar at the Fox in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
And Corey Glover,
Yeah,
the lead singer,
yeah, lead
was
singer.
in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh,
Yes,
there you
yes, he
go.
was.
So he played.
The Apothecary. I don't.
No.
fucking know.
I mean, these IPAs are catching up to my brain.
There you go.
Judas,
Oh, all right.
He was
oh,
Judas.
Okay.
and killed it. Fucking
Very
killed it.
interesting.
See, and
Incestuous once again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Living Color was one of those bands that I found out upon because of MTV when they used to show that video Cult of Personality every
Oh
10
yeah.
minutes.
yes.
And
Also, CM Punk's theme
We
song.
will.
So you can't
Yes,
go
we
wrong
were
with
going to
that.
get
Oh,
to
really?
that in a second.
Oh, okay.
CM Punk, yeah, that was his theme song when he came back.
see, and
That was at the height of his career.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank 2011. I
Yeah.
was there in Chicago. Just
Oh,
saying.
did
Just
you?
saying.
Yes.
I was there.
Awesome. Do you have the shirt, the exclusive shirt that they
I
had?
didn't. I had the
Oh,
event. I had
yeah.
the event shirt. I didn't get the CM Punk
Yeah.
one night only shirt.
Yeah,
you know.
that was awesome.
But it was. Yeah, they were selling that T-shirt for $500 the next day.
Oh, yep, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I just remember Corey Glover wearing those bodysuit all the time.
Yeah, he wore the body glove bodysuits, yeah.
And
the
dance around
dreadlocks
stage,
and the whole
dreadlocks,
thing, yeah.
headbang with his headlock. And the cool thing was, like, most rock stars, you see the guitars, like, down around the waist. And I can't...
Vernon Reid.
Vernon Reid.
Yep.
He played it the old school way, up at his chest and just
Yeah.
noodling the whole fucking time. And the bass player is so talented. He's just back there busting out these jazz grooves.
Yeah, they
and
were
like
good.
you can't
I
even
mean-
you couldn't even really tell that there's an album they put out after that. I can't remember the name of it. Something with it had time in the title.
We're not more stand the time.
And there's a couple tracks on there. Actually, I found my copy at Goodwill like 3 weeks
sweet.
ago when I started listening. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, when you picked up
Time's
that.
up.
Time's up. Yeah. And that album, there's like a track, the second or third track on that album, and the bass player is just busting out these funky grooves. And you got Vernon Reid just going crazy over it, and it's just...
Well, the kiss of death for Living Color was Cult of Personality was the hardest thing they ever did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the next single was Glamour Boy.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the difference between Cult of Personality and Glamour Boy, it's night and day. And everybody was like, "Oh, wait a minute, these guys aren't as hard as we thought
Yeah.
they were." You know, it's like when Alanis Morissette did the ones that her first single was that song about talking about sucking that guy's cock at the movie theater.
Oh, the Full House guy.
And then
Dave Coulier?
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah,
Coulier,
Dave
yes. And then her next song after that was
You Oughta Know.
you know.
Yeah, you ought to know was
Yeah.
the song, and
Okay.
then,
And
she
then the
does,
next song was all
It's like
yes.
yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh.
And everybody's
Alright.
like, "Really?"
That album was good too. That
I'm
fucking
surprised-
Jagged Little Pill. Yes,
Yeah.
it was good. It was
Well,
a
that's a
good
great
album,
album.
but
It was.
But you're right. The contrast of the songs that came out simultaneously, like
it was not good.
Our stalker over there sings Cult of Personality for karaoke all the time.
I've done it. I shouldn't. I don't want to, but sometimes I get suckered into it.
If I do, I got to get down on one knee. And
Yeah,
say,
dude,
it's clobbering
yeah,
time
clobbering.
for.
Gonna do that Pepsi tattoo right
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
yeah, exactly. But Corey, you were saying. I mean, that's kind of what you were talking about when we were talking about De La Soul. You got the idea of Living Color, right? So how, I mean, what are some of the? I mean, were you younger and you saw the stuff come on TV, or did you?
I mean, I remember it on MTV, but
Yeah.
like, I think honestly, seeing it on wrestling made me more interested, and
Yeah.
I kind of dug more into it. So
Yep.
Yeah, that whole album's really good. Actually, everything they've done is decent. It really is. And you get a chance to check them out a lot.
They are
Riot
Riot
Fest,
Fest,
if the times match up for you.
See, this is the problem with that because
why I hate
Fishbone, Living Color, De La Soul, I think all play on the same day. So I'm really fucking hoping that they don't.
They probably honestly they probably play on the same stage.
Maybe. I don't know. It could be. I'm waiting for the times. The days are announced, but
When do they announce the times?
Probably closer to probably within the next couple weeks, actually.
They should be announced sometimes, and they can start planning your day
Yeah.
accordingly.
What I do is I'm such a fucking nerd about it. I have these cards. And I make them up every year. They're color coordinated, and I put them in a lanyard, and I know where I'm going.
No, that's brilliant because you don't want to miss anybody.
Even though they have the schedules given to you, I was like, no, I don't want the schedule and to see what's going on that day. I want to know where I'm going to be, a week.
Yeah.
We're a little over a month away from it. I want to know where I'm going to be at, standing in a month. So
I don't blame you.
But you're right. Living Color Day also, both at Riot Fest. I'm hoping I can catch both of them up front for all of them. So, but yeah, man, and hey, no, I didn't mean shut your mouth. I was like, I want to do it, but
He's excited.
I'm glad we
He got
did it.
excited about it.
I'm glad we did it. So
I'm gonna
thanks
give you
for
money
bringing
for
that
Alkaline
one.
Trio when you go up there if they have different merch.
Oh yeah, I
so I
mean,
might have to send you with some money.
I'm not gonna lie. I probably won't go to the merch table just because I'm gonna be standing front somewhere.
Well,
but I'll check it out.
At the end of the show,
Yeah.
at the end of the festival, can't you still walk around for a while and buy shit?
But see, they do it by day. So like if they're there,
So if Alkaline Trio plays like at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they'll be there for their merch will be there for the day. But then the next day,
I'm part of a obscene Alkaline Trio fan club thing on Facebook.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll PayPal.
I mean, hey, I'll
We'll
be
figure it
glad
out.
to do it. I'd be glad to take it up there for you. I don't know if I'd come with.
Yeah,
You'd
exactly.
get your money back if I didn't come back.
I know,
with
but I
anything,
can't take that chance for something up there I don't have.
Yeah.
You don't understand how ridiculous I am. I spent $40 on everything they had. Everything
Yeah,
Dan
man.
had.
I mean, you're wearing it right now.
Yeah, I am,
the
actually.
emergency room.
Yeah.
So awesome.
I haven't spun the record yet, but.
But you have the CD. You bought the CD
I
and the
bought
record.
CD, yeah,
so.
but CD, of course I did.
Of
CD
course,
and
of
record.
course,
And my
so.
record holds the set list inside of it.
Yeah, that's right. You did score the set list. But,
Yeah, I scored a set list, and I gave my ex brother-in-law, he's my brother.
Yeah.
I gave him a set list too, so I had one.
Was that the guy that was there?
Well, the guy I took the photo for.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah.
Okay,
They're
cool.
both my brothers.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, stop. Why? Tell my girlfriend.
Anyways,
No wonder why she's not here.
set list. Man, I just got a bunch. Oh, you got to see. I got distracted by a bottle fight here in a second. But anyways, shit. What were we just talking
Would be
about?
much
Oh, we're talking about
Alkaline
maybe-
Trio. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
set list. Ooh, set list. Yeah, maybe we should score
That-
a set list for Alkaline Trio too.
I will try. But I was gonna ask Corey, along with him wearing our shirt.
Yes.
I'm gonna score the Remember My Name set list at the next show.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
come on,
All
You
we
do-
have to do is get one now.
baby. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do you guys have picks already too? You guys got your own
Oh,
picks
yeah.
made?
As far as like,
Like
guitar
logos.
picks.
Yeah.
Oh, pics.
Yeah, picks.
Oh, I
Guitar
thought you meant
picks.
like pictures.
No,
I'll have to ask Brett about that.
because he's a pick
he,
fanatic.
he was
so
he
needs
was
one.
looking into it. He was like doing the mass quantity order,
Yeah.
getting
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
500 for whatever how
Yeah.
much it was. But if we get some, you guys will be the first to get.
Let me
them.
get your number before you leave,
Okay.
because like I said, Post ID is my nephew's band. Great local band, got a good following. You guys have obviously, are doing something right because that shit is awesome.
We're trying. Well, thanks
And
a lot.
so,
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again before we do any more picks.
Yeah.
My thing is getting local music. I'm talking. My girlfriend and I
Right, yeah.
have talked in length about finding out some way to get together a local festival. Metal Fest was awesome.
Yeah.
But I want something where people can come, and it's not, all this other bullshit that goes into most of these festivals,
Yeah.
And we can have every local band, all of these people that want to come and
Different
play.
genres, different-
different
different-
genres. I mean,
Right.
like a true
Things going around.
no bullshit festival.
Yeah.
Instead of, metal fest, well, you've got to be metal, and you've got to be here, and you've got to be strong, hammer of the gods, and all this kind of shit. Bullshit, you don't know.
No, I completely agree. Back in 2005, 6 maybe, my buddy owned a record store, and me and him also did a record label, Burned Live Records. And we
The
put
sampler you
yeah,
gave me, right?
yeah. I'll give everybody one here.
My buddies from the After Darks were on that.
Yes, they
The
were.
After Darks, really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Joe.
that is.
So
I'm
Joe.
sorry, Jake,
no,
go ahead.
Joe is Dan's cousin. Dan
Joe Robertson?
is Dan's cousin, and Dan and I own Burn to Live Records, which is where that comes from.
Oh,
And he also owned Iconoclast, and we put on Icono Fest. It was an all-day festival at Beer Stube outside,
I think I remember you doing that. Actually.
and it was insane. It was a headache. And I barely had anything to do with it. So I can't imagine what Joe and Dan went through. But Joe has been part of that stuff forever. But we had the Aggrestics headlined, and it was packed all night. It was an all-day festival. I mean, it was insane.
So here, okay, let's put this out to the ether right now. In the near future, who knows when, but in the near future, there will be a Side C Fest.
Next year,
Right.
let's
Oh,
do
you
this.
guys got to
Next
make
year,
that happen.
next year,
Side
bullshit.
C
We'll get it done
Fest.
sooner than that.
You
You
got to
think
do
so?
it at Ribco, for God's sake. I mean, they're your sponsors.
Let's
We need to
let's
talk.
make.
Oh, okay.
we're
okay,
throwing
okay.
ideas out there that are
That's right,
I ain't
Ribco.
talking
No, they're not dangerous.
They're
no,
dangerous ideas.
no, they're not dangerous. But no.
In a good way, though.
It's a good. We can do this.
They got
it's
a
not
huge
as
outdoor pavilion right there. You guys can,
Yeah.
you know.
well. See, the only problem with the outdoor thing is you
Yeah.
can't cuss outside.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
No, that
right.
is 100% true.
I did not know that.
Yes. You
Fuck.
cannot. No.
Fuck that.
I'm
I cuss outside all the time.
I'm 100% when you have the PA because there's
Yeah.
apartments and stuff
Oh,
around.
yeah,
You're not
yeah.
allowed to cuss. Like Cheese Pizza plays out there all the time.
Yeah.
They had to rearrange their set a little bit because of like they did It's So Easy and stuff like that by Guns N' Roses, and they had mute part of it because you cannot cuss.
That's probably why they.
You know what's
had
funny?
Tory
I'm
Taylor
gonna
and
I'm gonna
stuff,
bring
too.
up Metal Bob Thornton again. When he was in Resurrection Mary, I joined them on stage for a song,
Shit,
and
Nobody's
I
telling
got
me.
banned from a pool hall in Moline, not Miller Time, another one, because of cussing.
Oh, really?
They threw me out
Where-
and they banned me.
Jeez. Okay.
So
thanks.
kind of funny story.
That's
Anyway,
dumb. Why would you? Ugh,
'cause I'm
stupid.
just that way. Anyway,
Side
So-
C Fest.
Side C Fest in the
The
future.
birth of this.
Have we got to your
you know,
pick yet?
No,
No, we're
no, we've been
Okay,
fat
well,
mouthing
let's
a lot.
let's move on because Nez is gonna be like, I can't believe you fucking guys talked for
Before
3
you
hours
move
about
on,
nothing.
before
Yeah.
you move
Oh, here
on,
we
I'm
go.
sorry, Nez.
No.
Before you move on, you're talking about the After Darks.
Okay.
I just remember, you guys know, it's called Rumors now, but it used to be called Big Willie McGinty's, right on the corner.
Oh,
there.
over here in the district.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Just right across the street here.
Yeah.
And I just remember the After Darks playing. They had stand-up bass, right?
Yeah.
That was
Put it-
Joey.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He put that fucker up on the bar, man, and just started shredding on that. I've never seen anything
You
like
just
him.
jump
play.
on the bar with
with
it.
a stand-up bass. You know, this is not a guitar.
Yeah.
you know?
That's
It was,
fucking.
it was a
huge.
sight, let me tell you.
The guy that was standing behind me with the big beard,
Yeah.
he played drums for the After Dark. That's
There you
Metro.
go.
No, the guy before Smokehouse.
Okay.
His name was Metro. Tony Smokehouse played in my buddy's band that's on that comp called the Inks. Do you remember the Inks at all? No, they were a street punk band, and Tony played.
Enemy? Was he in the Enemy or something?
No. The Enemy
was
had
that?
Tony Jake went in, who we
Oh,
saw that
that's
night
who
too.
I'm thinking of.
Oh,
That's
Tony
what I'm
Two-Step.
thinking.
Yeah,
there
he
you
was
go.
in the
Mr.
Enemy.
Mohawk.
Mr. Mohawk, yeah, who's now a school teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically enough.
Yeah.
Good guy.
So yeah, that's funny how this is all coming really big full circle. And I believe Tony has a band. So
Yeah, he's
let's
had a
start
couple
booking.
bands. Yeah. Oh shit! Let's talk about this after the show because now I'm starting to get ideas.
I'm starting to get ideas too.
Comic shops, food places. I don't care. Let's just stop talking. Anyways,
All right, Jake, your
Sightsee
pick?
food.
Take
Yeah.
your pick?
Yeah, what
the
is your
Chinese
pick,
cart
man?
sitting outside, a side seat shish kebab.
Oh my gosh! Be quiet. What is your pick today, Jake? Man, this week's pick for you, man.
Oh,
An hour and a half later. What's your pick, Jake?
my pick is a band called Silver Tide, not Silver Chair. They put out one record. It was quick. It was fast, just like how I like
My
it.
sex life?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
34 seconds.
No, they
Not me.
they were a young band. They were young. I think
Sorry,
when the album came out, they were like 20.
Minutes.
They were young. Lead singer had a voice like Robinson from the Black Crowes. Chris Robinson. There we go. Thank you. It was just down, dirty rock. They opened up for like Velvet Revolver. They opened up for Sammy Hagar, Which, in fact, here's a cool little story. When they opened up for Sammy Hagar, they did a long trek with him, like across the U.S. They're driving in one of those 18-passenger vans or whatever the hell it was. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah. And Sammy's like, yeah, we're good. Oh, maybe not. So they're driving one of those Winnebago vans for most of the tour. And Sammy watched the band on the side of the stage every night. And so for a going away present, Sammy bought those guys a tour bus.
oh,
Like,
Awesome.
out of pocket, out of pocket. He paid for the whole thing. He's like, here you go, And so when I saw them at QC Live, they rolled up in this. They had this big old red, tour bus, and
oh, red, of course.
Red Rocker. There you go, And outside was
Did it say Cabo Wabo on the side?
it said nothing on the side. The black tinted out windows.
If you look carefully, it's like one of those pictures you stare at Spencer's.
Yeah, you gotta look at the sides.
Yeah, when you squint your eyes, you can see like a vagina in the picture.
There probably was Cabo Wabo on
I
there.
said Cabo Wabo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I was sitting, and when I walked up, out was sitting the lead singer. He was just out there smoking a cigarette, relaxing and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, hey man, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, good." And we're talking for a little bit. I was like, "Man, I really dig your guys' new record." He goes, "Oh, thanks, man. We've been doing this touring." He's like, "So how'd you hear about us?" I was like, "Well, to be honest, I found your EP called American Excess in this dollar bin. It was like a promo copy thing in the store selling it for $1.
Yeah.
And it had 3 songs on it. I bought it. I was like, wow, this is really good. Because the front cover had like this guitar player on it, is like laying on the stage with the guitar like on him, and the lead singer is just like standing over him like singing. I was like, those guys look badass. So I bought it. It was $1. Couldn't go wrong. If it worst case scenario, I could throw it out of the car as I was driving down the street.
Yeah.
So put it on. I loved it. Held on to it for like a year, and then the album came out, and the whole thing was good, and it had that vibe of like Velvet Revolver and stuff like that. It's just down and dirty rock and roll. So, and then today I was looking on Wikipedia just for like random facts and stuff about the album. There was nothing. Nobody like seemed to care. They had they did the Jimmy Kimmel on TV. They did stuff like that, but nobody really gave a damn about them, which is a damn shame. So I was like, all right, I can't find anything on these guys at all. Like, and I need something for the show tonight. And I was like, I can blab and blab all day long about how much I like the record. Yeah. That ain't gonna do much, because it's just a personal opinion. And I told you guys what they sound like, so I was like, I need something for this story. I need something for me yakking. So I went to the horse's mouth. I went to the lead singer. I'm friends with one
horse?
the horse's mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, horse. Horace Grant. Oh. So I messaged him. I was like, all right, well, I told him, I was like, I do a podcast talking about your album tonight, and there's nothing on on Wikipedia about you guys at all. It's like, can you give me a short story? There's something that kind of like tie in with it. It's like, all right, short story. And I'm gonna read it word for word.
Sure.
Goes, Nick had recorded all the guitar, all the solos for the album, but after listening to the unmixed rough album cuts, we all thought they lacked his personality. So Nick and our producer Oliver locked themselves into Sunset Sound Studios. Nick downed a half bottle of Jack in 5 minutes, and then recorded everything in one pass. It created a much more live, enthusiastic, and loose vibe that matched the band's live experience, which is completely true. Those guys are insane live. And taught the entire band a lesson in less is more school of thought. And I hope this helps Walt. And it's true, because when I saw him at QC Live, Jesus.
Kiss my child.
I like that. Sorry, it's a Tinder thing, and it just popped up, and it's fucking gross.
You on Tinder?
Oh, all the time.
Of course.
Yeah.
You both on Tinder?
Yeah, of course.
It's
I'm
fun.
not on Tinder.
You're married and have kids.
If you can't see right now, he's winking and shaking his head.
He's totally not winking. Nor is he shaking. I got his back.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not cool. Cast dispersions
The last
on
thing
my
we need to
man's
do is
character.
destroy marriages,
No,
man.
I've done it twice.
What's
It's the
this
worst.
swipe left thing? You got?
So, I saw my QC Live, and if anybody, and this was inside of QC Live, which was basically a patio. So if any, you've been there,
Yes.
Were you there ever? Okay.
What?
So to bring back some memories, the stage is open, and then there's support beams like around the stage. Okay.
Okay, now I know what you're talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been there.
So the lead singer, he's super skinny, like real thin, but he would jump around on the stage like a madman. And so
Was
like,
he on coke?
no, he wasn't actually. He was. They were all. Well, so they say. But so they have like the poles that would hold up the support beams. The dude monkeyed his way up to the top, got on the beams, locked his legs, and sang the next song, swinging upside down, the whole song, with the blood rushing to his head. And he was just like,
Holy shit.
yeah,
No coke at all.
nah, none.
Yeah.
And there was only
That's
like
crazy.
40 or 50 people there. There wasn't very many people there at all, but they didn't care. I mean, they were just out there rocking to get. Lead singer or the lead guitar player was playing guitar like through the crowd and stuff while he's doing guitar solos and going back. And now that guy, his money maker is he makes guitars. It's Nick Perry Guitars, and his sister's a pop artist, Christina Perry.
Oh yeah, the
Jar of
Jar of
Hearts.
Hearts girl.
That's his sister. And
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, and he's wrote music with her and for her, and he builds guitars for her band members. So that kind of all ties
Very
in.
cool.
That
See?
is pretty interesting.
So there's that. See? There you go.
There you go.
And then I don't know. They did a reunion 2-day show at the Machine Center. No, Machine Center is wrong. What's that place? That place?
Machine Shed?
In Davenport, Jesus, in Detroit.
Davenport, Jesus?
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Machine Shop.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. It's the name of the club. Anyway, they had a back-to-back reunion dates, and they did the one night. The Friday night was the whole album show and tell front to back. Mm-hmm. The second night was all B-sides, rarities, and unreleased stuff. Sold out both nights to like 500 people.
Really?
Had the whole thing, but like the lead singer, the bass player,
All the originals.
yeah, it was the whole original band. And then I will tell you this though, the drummer was 21 the day I saw them, because he went on the riverboat, Rhythm City, and won like $100, and he was stoked.
Because he could finally gamble legally.
Yeah, so I mean, and now like they have kids and they're all married, and like they get together every once in a while. They put out a new single. They all got together,
Do a
record
podcast every Thursday.
Yeah, they all get together and hang out, drink some beer. But no, that's it really. I mean, they put out one record, which I think kind of leaves a little more to be desired for. But at the same time, I think they didn't fuck up that one. And if they put out another one, I don't want to be fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I waited. You know, that record came out in 2004, so it came out when I was a senior in high school.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So
I was
a
only
junior in high school.
I was only a sophomore in high school. I was sophomore class president at that time, so that's pretty weird.
So I mean, like
2004, I was 20 fucking years old.
to put a little insight to you, Bobby Thornton loves these guys.
Of course he does.
he
Bob
loves
loves
everyone.
everyone.
You know, I mean, like they're just straight up rock. Check them out if you like that. I mean, nothing fancy, no frills.
No theatrics.
No theatrics. There's 5 dudes on a
parlor
stage.
tricks.
Parlor tricks. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the really confusing.
No, just 5 dudes on a stage wailing together, and great musicians.
Sweet.
Very
So there you
nice.
have it.
Learning stuff every week.
Yeah,
every
see,
week, so.
see.
A funny story about that Christina Perry song, though. For some reason, me of all people, this chick said that song, like I reminded her, or when she heard that song, what the fuck is that?
Tugboat.
Somebody scored a goal.
Yeah, exactly. she thought of me every time she heard that song. I was like, what the fuck did I do? Have you heard that song?
Jar of Hearts?
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
fucking...
what did you do to this
I
girl?
didn't do shit to her. She did it to me. I fucking don't know. So, yeah,
Holy
that's pretty
shit,
weird.
that's a terrible song.
That
for
is a terrible song.
I don't.
I
That's
felt
like
bad.
that's like yeah. Every time
did
I
I
hear
do?
I don't know, something terrible, I think of you.
Yeah.
Every time somebody kicks a dog, I think of you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
That
that's-
is bad.
that's like,
Fuck.
wow.
Man, I must have fucked
Every
up.
time somebody kills a puppy, I think of you. It's like, holy
Oh.
shit. Okay.
I remember.
Now for the grown-up shit.
Yes, the
For some
old
blue
people
collar
stuff.
union work music.
So,
Silver Corey?
my album of the week.
Yeah.
Stick with us. Stick with us.
We're almost
One more
My,
album.
my album of the week is Dropkick Murphys' Do or Die.
Hallelujah.
right.
This album came out in 1998 on Hellcat Records, which was a subsidiary of Epitaph Records.
I did not know they were from 1998 even.
Yes.
They've been
And
around
this
for a long
album,
time.
ironically enough,
Back in further.
was produced by Lars Fredriksson of the Bastards.
Yes.
And Rancid, whom I am hugely a big fan of.
On the Ransom?
Yes, Lars Fredriksson plays with Rancid, and he's also with Lars Fredriksson and the Bastards.
No, I didn't know. I mean, when you said, are you fans? Are you a fan of Rancid or just?
Oh yeah, no, I love Rancid.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I love
just-
Rancid. This is the only album that was recorded with lead vocalist Mike McColgan, who went on to become a fireman, who was originally, he went to Desert Storm and fought in Desert Storm, and then became, he formed Dropkick Murphys. Then he fulfilled a lifelong dream of becoming a firefighter and quit Dropkick Murphys and joined the Boston Fire Department. I love this album for so many different reasons. One, when you listen to this album, I mean, if you look at the album cover, is a bunch of guys in hard hats with big smiles on their faces, and they're getting jobs done. They're getting
Yep.
it done. I come from a long line of union supporters.
Hallelujah.
My dad was a huge fan of Dropkick Murphys simply because of their connection to the union.
Pretty much.
They have always been union supporters. They will always be union supporters. This song has a track called Boys in the Docks,
That's
which is
right.
my favorite of all time Dropkick Murphys songs. And it's about actually the bass player, Ken Casey. It's his relation who the song is about. Boys in the Docks is written about his, I don't remember the gentleman's name off the top of my head, but when these guys would come in from Boston, from Ireland, and from different, it's not in here, from Ireland and different places like that, they would not have jobs. They would not have any kind of way to sustain their life. And he would take them and he would give them jobs and he would get them work and he would get them in the union and he would build these people up so that they could work and they could sustain their families. One of the most poignant things from this particular song, it says, the boys in the docks needed John for shore. When he came to this country, he opened the door. He says, man, I tell you, they don't like our kind, but what starts with your fist, it must end with your mind. And what that, I took that as I was a younger guy when I mean, not obviously a child at this point, but I was a younger guy, and I heard that, and like I said, my dad had such a huge impact on me as a young man because I remember being, my mom would let us stay up late to see my dad when he would get home from walking a picket line, and then have to turn around. He would eat dinner and then turn around and go walk a picket line again at midnight, in the freezing cold, and because he believed in the same thing that these guys believe, and the same thing that anyone who has ever been in a union believes, that united you stand, divided you fall. And so when I heard this band, I was like, holy crap, this is the real deal. It was punk, but it was so different for me because, for one thing, they had a heavy Celtic Irish slant to what they were doing.
Yeah.
Some of the songs, Cadence to Arms is a traditional, Finnegan's Wake is a traditional Irish song. These were all songs that were interpreted by this band in a different way, and it was amazingly good. Fuck Quake, not Quake. I'm sorry. Fuck Nez, and he's not here. Shut up. But so when you listen to this, it's one of those things where you're like, you want to pump your fist, and then the subsequent Dropkick Murphys albums with Al Barr as the lead singer were even as these guys are still doing what they can for the unions and they won't sell themselves to mainstream popularity because they believe in what they're doing. the Dropkick Murphys should be the biggest band in the world, but they don't because they don't believe in selling themselves short to play these huge corporation-sponsored festivals when these corporations don't give a damn about union workers and people who are trying to make lives for their families. So that, for me, is what the Dropkick Murphys mean. The funny thing was, my dad used to call them the Kick-Ass Bastards instead of the Dropkick Murphys. I don't know what the old man, I don't know why he called them that, but, you know.
They kick ass.
Because they do kick ass. And so, do or die, Dropkick Murphys. If you haven't heard it, go do it now and listen to it now because it's worth it.
I love this record. When we, for people listening, me, Nez, Vic, and Matt, we all have this like one text thing where we can talk to all. You know, we have big group text. Yeah, and when Matt put "Do or Die," I was like, "Boys on the Dock." I love that tune. You're right. They have always been supporters of the union, which growing up now, like being as working in union now, I appreciate it even more. I understood then a little bit what it was because my grandfather worked for a union and retired and all that stuff. So I understood like what it meant to be in a union and all that stuff. And they sing about it and they support it.
They wouldn't play. Dropkick Murphys wouldn't play in the state of Wisconsin because of what the state of Wisconsin was doing to the teachers' rights and teachers' union.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
They wouldn't play in the union. They wouldn't play in Wisconsin. Not just certain cities.
The whole
fucking state of Wisconsin.
And this has probably been about a year ago now, maybe two. A guy posted to their page a picture of the tag of one of his Dropkick Murphys t-shirts. And on the tag it said a union-made t-shirt. All their t-shirts, none of them say made in China, made in Japan, or wherever else. They're a little bit more pricey, but they're all union-made t-shirts.
Yeah, but if you go to their website, the t-shirts that I have, I gave my dad actually bought a Dropkick Murphys t-shirt.
Awesome.
From the website specifically because they were union supporters. And the old man, he would wear it, and people would be like, "Oh, Dropkick Murphys." And he was like, "Yes, they support the union."
Yeah.
And my dad was in the UAW. I was a Teamster. My sister's in the teachers union. If I could go and be in a union right now, I would do it in a heartbeat because I believe in the union. Yeah. And there are a lot of people that are like, "Oh, the unions, blah 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 blah. They ruined this country." But you know what? When you're off on Labor Day, thank the union. That's what used to kill me about these stupid ass right-wing Republican right-wing jackasses in the Quad Cities Labor Day parade, and they're rah 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 and handing out their pencils. And it's like, if it wasn't for the liberal union supporting Democratic people, there wouldn't be a fucking Labor Day. So
I
kiss
caught
my ass.
one of the little cronies from one of the only morning show we have here talking shit about unions. I was like, fuck you and fuck your little morning show too. I was like, you're a moron.
Don't let me catch those motherfuckers talking about.
Yeah, you're a moron.
You know what? Do you get company supported health benefits?
Exactly.
Thank the union.
See, no, I want to be.
Do you get an 8 hours? Do you get an 8 hour work day?
Right.
Thank the union.
See, no, I want to specify. It wasn't Tweedledee or Tweedledum. It was one of the little cronies. Now explain to me how a motherfucker that sits in an air conditioning room, pushes play, eats a bag of Doritos, and watches TV, how he can talk about labor. That motherfucker don't do nothing. He sits in a chair, hits play. Oh, this is blah 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 back. You just got to listen to AC/DC's Hell's Bells. Hold on a second while I munch on a sandwich and play the next song. That's not fucking work, dude. Sorry.
No, it's not.
And how dare you have any kind of... No, dude's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where if anyone ever thinks about the idea of, okay, an 8 hour workday, and you're not working with children,
Right.
and you get company supported benefits and overtime after 40 hours, thank the fucking union and thank the fucking Dropkick Murphys for making an album and continuing to make albums
for the union working man and woman.
Exactly,
You know,
for sure.
This is incredibly interesting to me because, you know, this takes it beyond just that shipping up to Boston song, which everybody fucking loves. You always hear.
Yeah, when they put that in that movie, The Departed, everybody's like, "Oh, shipping up to Boston." Shipping up to Boston is a sea shanty. It is a traditional song that was given a Dropkick Murphys update.
Yeah.
Kind of like Whiskey in a Jar by Thin Lizzy. That's
Yes.
an old Irish tune.
The same thing with Johnny I Hallelujah on their State of Massachusetts album. I sang that in high school as a solo because they needed a traditional Irish tenor sounding voice. I sang it traditionally like it was supposed to be sang. Then I heard the Dropkick Murphys do it, and I'm like, holy shit, I'll never do it like that again.
Yeah, Shipping Up to Boston is like the one song, or besides that, Kiss Me, I'm Shitfaced.
But that's what I was saying.
Come on, Kiss Me, I'm Shitfaced is badass. They play it at the end of the show.
You hear that song in a bar at 2:30 in the morning. Guess what the fuck you're doing?
Yeah.
You got your arm around your buddy.
Yes.
So kiss me, I'm shit-faced.
Right.
I mean, you got the whole damn bar.
Yeah, you're right.
And another reason why the Dropkick Murphys holds something very, very sacred to me is because this was the first real kick-ass show I ever went to with my daughter, Ashlyn.
Oh, cool.
And my daughter Ashlyn, my nephew Tony, and my niece Beth all met Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys.
No shit, huh?
I have a great video on my phone. The Dropkick Murphys hold a bittersweet thing for me because the one man who tried to ruin my life was one of the biggest. I have a great video on my phone of him and I during Boys in the Docks in St. Louis singing along with Al Barr from the Dropkick Murphys.
No shit.
Yes. But it's like dead to me now because he tried to have sex with my fucking wife.
Yeah.
So he's a piece of shit. But I digress.
You have the experience, though, of
Looking over during Kiss Me I'm Shit-Faced, and Ken Casey is walking around the railing at the pageant in St. Louis, and my daughter and my nephew and my niece are looking up at him as he's singing, and just looking over and knowing that I'm sharing something so primal and so beautiful with my children.
Right.
It was
And at the pageant of all
at
places.
the pageant, which is a great venue.
Probably one of the best venues in St. Louis, in my opinion. Besides,
So it was
Pops.
it was a great night. It was a great thing. And then the Dropkick Murphys are going off stage, and I obviously I have a loud voice. I yell at the top of my lungs, Ken Casey, Ken. And he turns around and looks back at me, and he comes over. He signs autographs for my niece, my nephew, and my daughter, and talks to them and everything else. And I show him my union card when I was a Teamster. I withdrew from the union with good standing, and I showed him my union card, and he shook my hand. And that was one of those moments where you're just like, that's
Good.
it.
America.
So,
America.
yeah,
hell yeah. So, Dropkick Murphys, Do or Die.
yeah.
Great album.
But what I was, back to my main point was that I'm glad that it's not just that, and there's more meaning to this band.
Oh, dude,
now.
yeah.
So
It's deep.
it educates me on all that, and I'm gonna be glad to give it a listen. We have tons of people. I support the union. I have buddies. So it's cool, man. That's pretty awesome. And now I know they're not just a song that they play at games and stuff. So.
Right. So many of these, especially, the only thing that I have against these guys is they're big Boston Red Sox fans.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankees fan.
Oh,
so
That can get kind of trivial.
They also like the Bruins.
They do
I
like
just
the Bruins,
found
and
that
I'm
out,
Yeah.
I'm a Blackhawks fan.
Well,
So,
I mean,
red.
but they're loyal to their home, though.
New England, man. There you go. So
but I have many a time I have screamed at the top of my lungs as I'm listening for Boston from the
Boston?
Dropkick Murphys.
Boston.
That was the greatest thing about Mike McColgan. And if you haven't heard, you go check out the Street Dogs, which is his other band he started after Dropkick Murphys. He cannot hide that Boston
Right?
voice. When you listen to Mike McColgan, I have this thing about punk bands or bands in general. I like the bands whose lead singers have horrible, horrible voices, like Tim Armstrong from Rancid. He's got a terrible voice. I love Rancid. I will never not love Rancid. Dropkick Murphys / Street Dogs are the same for me. Mike McColgan's voice, to me, it's like if you think about, okay, you close your eyes and you imagine grit and just toughness and badassery, and that's what you hear of with Mike McColgan's voice.
I love that stuff too. I love the raspiness, like William Elliott Whitmore. A little way different genre, but he's got that, 3 packs of cigarettes and a pot of coffee.
It's like one of the sexiest voices for me. She's a scary looking bird now, but back in the day she was hot. Was the from Romancing the Stone? What the hell's her name?
Oh, I'm gonna draw a blank on it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't think of her name now.
Charo.
But this fucking guy. But so anyway, Dropkick Murphys, my pick of the week. Check it out. If you haven't, do it. If you do, enjoy it because it's good
And
stuff.
let us know that you check these albums out.
Yeah,
let
man.
us
Yeah,
know
do
what
it.
you think.
Do it. Go on the page. Share the page. I mean, this is for you people. It's not for us. We don't do this just so we can. I mean, honestly, I love hanging out with these guys and drinking beer with them and getting loud and boisterous and whatever else. But this is not just for us. This is forgotten rock and roll. This is stuff that you may or may not have ever heard before.
Exactly.
Right.
And the future of rock and roll, Remember My Name, a local band that is going to be around for a long time.
You better be,
Because
fucker.
they're
We just
fucking
said
no,
you
they're
were.
getting it done. I mean, these guys are getting it done. That's why whenever I post these videos and I talk about people who are just getting it done, that's what I'm talking about. Like that guy over there on his phone, he's getting it done. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So, check it out. Be part of it. Be part of your scene.
Yep.
If you're not, do. If you do, keep doing it. Do it more.
Just because I can, I'm gonna plug Post AD because you're wearing their shirt right now.
Oh yeah, my
Nephew's
nephew's band Post AD. These guys are awesome. Go check them out. They just played at Metal Fest. They played at like 2:00 in the afternoon, and the pit was off the fucking chain
Awesome, man. So,
because I made sure that it was.
Attaboy.
I am 41 years old, and I will outmosh anyone on this planet.
yeah.
I will throw it out there right now. I throw out the challenge. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Step up if you think you got the
there
balls.
you go.
Attaboy.
Open that shit up, man.
Hate to take over your role here for a second.
Sure.
What's next for you guys? Like, what's going on?
We're still in the process of doing the EP. So
Okay.
we got the 3 songs that we were originally doing. They're pretty much all done. Just got to lay down some drum tracks. We got 2 new songs that we've written on our own. It's 3 Years Hollow, the guys that are producing us. They went on tour with Power Man 5000. So
Oh, sweet.
You kind of at the back
Another
burner.
connection. My buddy Tony is in 3 Years Hollow.
Tony Reeves.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've known Tony for a long time.
Tony's,
I'm so fucking proud of him. Every time
he's
anybody
laid
says
down
3 Years
some,
Hollow, I'm like,
Yeah,
There you go, man.
he's a good dude.
so
So we're
It's-
working on those
yes.
2 songs. We're gonna have 6 songs on the EP. I think we're just gonna go from scratch on that 6th song, and have Jose and Tony just kind of work with us.
If you need a fat guy in the background going, hell yeah, I'm there.
Hey, we're gonna do some gang vocals. I mean, you guys are more than welcome.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
we'll be
I'm there.
there.
If you
Side-
guys want to
side
do it,
C.
Yeah, yeah.
let's do some
I'm there,
gang
let's do
vocals.
it.
Yeah, gang vocals by
geez.
side C. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, then
I
we
mean,
can.
obviously, there's some gang vocals on the single "Nothing Left," but I think we can make that so much more than what it
Yeah.
is.
Dude,
Just a
I
couple
like
more.
I said again, and this is no bullshit. I'm not just stroking your ego because you're here. I really, really enjoyed what you guys were doing.
Well, I
I
appreciate
really
that.
enjoyed how it sounded. I really got off on what you guys are doing. So let's do this, okay? We're about local fucking music. Let's make sure that we're supporting venues when they play local shows.
Yep.
Rascals,
Ribco
Rastas,
Rascals,
Rockstars, yeah.
Beer Stew.
Beer Stew,
Yep.
yeah.
When they have these local and don't be afraid to go on the Quad City Music Lovers, Collectors, and Traders and say, hey, we got a show coming up.
Yeah, you post on
And
there
that's
quite
what
often.
I haven't really seen a whole lot of bands doing that, but I would encourage them to do that because you guys said whore your stuff, and I literally said, I'm gonna whore it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're
Because, no, because here's what.
yeah, that's the point of it.
And
really.
that's exactly
But-
true. And we're going to go on there, and I'm going to look at. I'm going to share it on my page, and I'm going to encourage
sure.
people to share it on their pages.
and there's just a ton of bands around here that that need to get on there and let people know that they're playing shows. I mean, they're getting good
the
crowds.
Quad Cities
but we can
has
get better.
always
better.
had.
Always.
The Quad Cities has always had a kick-ass music scene, and whether or not people want to, whatever, it's here, and it's here to stay, and it's not going anywhere.
The problem when I was in high school was this.
Fall Out Boy.
No, well,
Sorry, Ashland.
Oh, sorry.
not really Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Sorry, Ashland.
But say you got like 4 bands playing a show. They thought they all had to be of the same genre, share members, all this bullshit. I was like, you guys, if you're a part of a scene, it doesn't matter what kind of fucking music you play. You put fucking Remember My Name with, I don't know, Victor Martinez's solo act. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't even know you played.
I don't play, bro.
yeah, we're doing good. Thank you, sir.
I sing.
I see where you're
You
going,
know
Jake.
what I mean? Because like, a fan of your band might be as diverse as all of us sitting right here, and be like, Victor's got some good tunes too,
Right,
you know. By the way, Victor doesn't play right now. I'm just using him as a reference.
No, I actually have like 3 side projects that I'm legitimately thinking about running. So we'll talk about
president?
that later.
Yeah, but
I already
really,
ran
I mean,
for president.
No,
I'll
but you
vote
know
for you
what?
to do it
See,
nowadays.
back then that was the problem. Like, so like when you go to like
Minister of
the
Defense.
when you go to
like
like the VFW halls and stuff, they all had to be street punk bands. Like, you guys can throw acoustic act to open. It's not that big of a fucking deal. Oh no, you're not punk. You guys are fucking in.
You know what?
It's like I felt like I was
There's
dealing
no
with.
tolerance either. That's what kind of pisses me
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like,
right.
You know what? Okay, I'm in a hard rock metal band, but and Jake can testify to this. I do not listen to strictly hard rock and metal. You know,
and
I mean, what
Dude,
was my favorite
I-
band
I
in
thought-
high school? Him. You know,
yeah,
like,
I believe I
Finnish-
called the guy on the
Gothic.
page yesterday a pompous asshole for saying he only likes metal because anything else is not, or everything else isn't
I
superior.
did see that. Yeah.
I was like, dude, you don't like. One of my favorite artists of all time is Elliott Smith.
Yeah.
And all
What did I tell you? What was it? 3 shows ago? My pick of the week was Prince.
Right,
Prince,
Because Prince is the one that got me to play guitar.
exactly.
You know,
And
do I
Prince-
play in a bluesy rock band? Yes. Is it like a bluesy punk metal band? Yes, that's what it is. But thanks Prince for inspiring me to pick that fucking guitar up and play. it.
Right, because Prince is one of the best guitar players that ever walked this earth.
But like I said, I think we live up to what we want to do with the podcast page, with the Music Lovers Collectors Traders page. When we're talking, when we're talking the De La Souls, when we're talking the hymns, when we're talking, the Blues Pills, when we're
Yeah.
talking, Judas Priest, all that kind of
Party.
stuff. We're doing what we need to do to keep things fresh in our mind.
Right,
and-
because
and
this,
going like that.
we
are diverse.
Nez always says that we're the library of forgotten rock and roll, and it's totally true. It's completely true. But we are also the harbingers of what is the future of rock and roll. And so much of this, the revival of vinyl and the revival of these old delivery systems for music is a stark revelation to what is going on in the world. Open your fucking eyes. It's not going to ever be one way or the other. You
Right.
have to evolve. And you have to remember,
My name?
My name.
exactly, but you got bands like Remember My Name who were out there doing it and they're getting it done. Why are they getting it done? Because they want to fucking do it.
I really wish you would have seen him live with me and Vic.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was a really good
Fun
show.
show.
And the thing about that is, like, I wasn't extremely happy with that show that you guys were there, but
why? 'Cause
I mean,
Were you
Because he
nervous?
doesn't like you guys? Is that what it was?
it's not that. These guys are awesome, but I just didn't feel like we were completely 100% on our game that night. But
I thought,
from that point to where we are now is awesome because I feel like we've grown, especially through the recording process. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen Brett and Chad, like, they're just, they're coming up with things that they didn't even know they could do,
That's
And
great.
That's the cool thing about recording,
And it goes back to what Wilkin said, evolving, learning things and stuff like that. So
That's exactly what it is.
awesome stuff, man. That's good to hear. That's really good to
It's a
hear.
lot of fun, yeah.
And you have supporters.
If I could say anything to anybody like who's going to these local shows, you know, even if it's not like what you're into,
Yeah.
sit there and shut up because these people are playing their music.
Right? No,
We don't see you up there doing it. Have some respect. You don't like them,
Just try it
just
out.
listen to them.
because you never know. Like, I'll be honest. When we went to the Ross thing, I was like,
Don't ask for Freebird every.
no,
You know,
like
So
I-
what you're
the
saying
the
is,
first-
remember my name won't play Freebird.
Damn it.
I guarantee you, Remember My Name will not be playing Freebird. I don't mean to come across as preachy or anything. I'm just asking people to.
because
I may not be able to come to your show now.
but
I was hoping for a sing along.
I just want people to appreciate all aspects of every genre.
you got some sing along parts.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, we can do that gang vocal thing, and then we'll know the words, and then we
All
can.
you gotta
sing.
do is say, "Hey, hey." That's it.
There
Put your fist in the air and say, "Hey."
I think we can manage that.
We got some pretty strong voices. I don't know about me, but Wilkins does over here. So.
Oh yeah, we can just
Yeah.
drink a whole bunch and see what comes
Shit,
out.
give me a couple
Well-
18, 20 beers. Fucking, I'm on fire. I ain't scared.
You need a barrel of beer. We're at,
Hell
I
yeah.
think we are at our longest show.
No,
We're
that-
clocked in.
I know, and you guys still got to play my single at the end of
I
this.
know, right? Yeah. Wait, was the Thompson show longer?
Yeah, Tom's show's longer.
Okay.
Let him play the single. Let's listen.
Well,
to it.
Oh, really?
Well,
Just
we'll,
want to put it on there?
throw it out. We'll throw it on the. We'll
Throw it
find
in the
it.
beginning of the,
Yeah, we'll
of the thing.
Put it on the
Oh.
credits.
Yeah, we'll put it on the credits.
There we go.
So we'll see what Jeffrey can do. He's a wizard at it. So, but anyways,
He's a
Corey,
magic man.
yeah, he's a magic man. Corey, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Always a
You
pleasure.
kind of
It's fun.
gave us
Thank
a
you
little
so
bit
much.
of a little bit of a open book here and
Yeah.
open forum. So thanks for coming on, man. Remember, my name is the band. Make sure you guys check them out on Facebook. Check us out all on Facebook. Hey, we're not gonna bite you. Maybe we will. I
If
can't.
you ask.
Yeah.
If you ask real nice, maybe.
So make sure you guys like the Side C podcast page. Make sure you guys like the Quad City Music Lovers, Collectors, and Traders page.
Share it.
Share it. Share all the posts. Check out our stuff on YouTube. We'll get the link to the direct YouTube page and channel. All our sponsors, Next Level Fitness, Racket Records, Ribco, and the Pool Man, and all our other partners like Aubrey Downey. She did our logo for our designs. We'll get her image popped out on the screen. JQ Productions, Jeff Heineman. He puts this out for us every week, and
He
we're
does a
so
great job.
we're appreciative of him.
much
So make sure you guys check out all that good stuff. And
Nez, feel better?
Yeah, Nez,
Nez,
hopefully
get
you
better,
feel
buddy.
Hopefully we'll see him. Actually, I think next week's show is back with Albert Myers at Next Level Fitness.
Oh, we get
so
to put our feet in the pool.
we do. We get to get a little bit wet. So
Maybe sharks in the pool.
yeah, maybe. But we're looking forward to that one. But Icons Martini Bar has been great.
Thank you
Make
so
sure you guys 124 18th Street or 18th Avenue in Rock Island. So make sure you check them out. But thanks for listening, guys.
18th Avenue.
18th Street. I meant street. Yeah.
Street.
I don't know.
Forever on 18th Avenue.
Yeah, it's 18th Street. Does anybody have any wise words of wisdom
Oh
you know,
yeah,
for
we need
Nez?
some words of wisdom. Since
Yeah,
that's this thing.
Don't let your dick run your life.
yes.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
Yeah, that means use the
Corey,
condom
you
on
got
it.
anything?
I mean, no, I got nothing.
You got
Besides
nothing.
Sea Stalker?
Yeah.
Hey, you got
Side
any
Sea
words?
Jackass is playing this game.
Yeah, you got any words of wisdom?
Fuck.
Go
This
down.
guy's full of wisdom.
Go download War of Worlds or whatever.
War of not having a girlfriend.
No. Like the Side C podcast. Thanks a lot, guys. Good night.
Good night.